Hey everyone! This will be another video about visual novels, and this time we'll be taking a look at a game which is called Kako no Koi. This particular game is currently in development, and it is developed by a group named Yume Creations, which is led by someone nicknamed Yukari. And this is a German group. The game will be released in German, and uh, it is actually in a crowdfunding campaign right now on Indiegogo. So if you want to support it, please just take a look. I'll post the link in the description. And if you have questions, I'll be glad to answer those I can. But you're really better off just asking your car directly. And one of the goals of the campaign is that if it's fully funded, there will be an English version, which is why I'm showcasing this here, because this is the short English demo, which is kind of a teaser. It's really short, but I still wanted to make a video to show that what the interface looks like at a glance, and show you the art, and maybe get enough people riled up to contribute. Because basically, crowdfunding is there are always risks involved with crowdfunding, but this is just one of those things where you just want to help out, and you just okay. These are the people who are working on it. Sometimes you've seen their work before, and you're like, okay, I just want to back them up. So this is typically what I'm doing right now. It's because I've seen the people who are doing the art for this. I really like them, and yeah. And oops, I said my someone. I should have turned off my email. Whatever. Yeah, I'll be sharing what artists worked on this as I go through the demo. So and put descriptions as well, so you can check them out. Yeah, let's go. Oh, yeah, all right. Should I really read this? Well, yeah, the demo is short. Let's just do it. I'll try to do a better job than last time. When actually did this misery begin? It felt like forever. I think it began on an early summer morning more than a year ago. Back then, it was still an ordinary morning for me. At least until my little sister asked me that one question. A simple question that changed my life nonetheless. What would have happened if she hadn't asked me? Maybe she'd still be alive. Maybe I'd still be an ordinary high school student. Probably every human being on earth asks themselves the famous what if question, but there is no answer to that. What's done cannot be undone and cannot be reverted. I knew those words too well since I tried to change the destiny and I had to pay dearly. You might see typos and stuff, but again, since one of the goals of the campaign is to get an English version, if it's funded, yeah, don't expect this to be the final text anyway. So it's a pre-alpha demo, so not everything you see will be consistent when the game comes out. Just a reminder. Hey, nice transition there, but the sound kind of woo. An annoying sound intruded my ears and sank in deep inside of me. It was so loud and intensive that I was rudely awakened from my sweet dream. It happened so suddenly that I couldn't even remember what I had dreamed of. And if check out this background, this is done by someone who's named Badriel. I'll post a link in the description. He does really cool stuff. He does backgrounds. He also does characters as well. You just have to check him out. It's really worth a look. And by the way, you'll check out this interface. It's really clean. I mean, some people would like something a bit more fancy, but really, sometimes it's better for these kinds of games to be not not too complicated and not bloated with details and stuff when it comes to the interface itself, because you might be distracted instead of taking a look at this background, for instance. It's really cool. Only 5 more minutes. Monday, 7 a.m. in the morning. How I hated having to get up after a comfortable weekend. Generally, I didn't mind to get up early, only on Mondays I had difficulties to do this. After my brain started up to some degree, I rose slowly and slouchy from my bed. And here you see CG art with a chibi, which is done by Shoutout. I hope I pronounced that right. Again, I post a link in the description, and yeah, you really check what she's done in the past. You should really check it out because it's really well done, in my opinion. My eyes were only half opened. I could only make out the outlines of my surroundings. Knowing that I'd only get more tired if I stayed in bed and my eyes would even snap shut again, I got out of bed and stretched myself. No sooner had I been standing on both legs than I heard footsteps in the hall, its sound dying down in front of my room. This could have only been one person. Now, Kun, are you awake? Oh yeah, by the way, this is set in Japan, and I'm purposely not saying anything about the plot. You should really check the Indiegogo campaign out, or ask Yukari questions you might want answered. So yeah, this is on purpose. Yes, Kasan, kind of. So yeah, Kasan stands for mother. Or mom, in this case. Standing in front of the door was my mother, who always made sure that I was awake on Mondays. She knew that I had difficulties to get up on that day of the week. Good. Breakfast is almost done, so hurry up. Got it. Still tired, I put on my school uniform. Even though I've been a high school student for more than 2 months by now, I still hadn't become accustomed to this uniform. It wasn't because of the extravagant appearance, but rather because of the comfortableness. Okay. Is that even a word? Okay, whatever. The obi was quite tight-laced, so that I was a bit limited by my movements. An obi is a kind of a big belt that you see on kimonos and yukatas, for instance. So that's really typical Japanese cloth wearing. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, thus it was uncomfortable. Maybe. Again, you'll have to check the Indiegogo campaign. Some of the characters are seen with their uniforms on and the obi, so it's an interesting look. Yeah. So yeah. It was still a mystery to me why the school picked this uniform of all things. I wasn't alone with this opinion. Many other students believed the same. Meanwhile, I had dressed up completely and headed towards the bathroom in order to get ready. Afterwards, it was time for breakfast. I like the transitions, by the way. Morning. I greeted my little sister Nagi, who sat at the table and drank a cup of coffee like every morning. She rarely breakfasted, just as Kasan breakfasted. Okay. I, on the other hand, allowed myself at least a bowl of cereal since I couldn't concentrate in the classroom with an empty stomach. I know how you feel. Breakfast is important. Good morning, Oni-chan. Oni-chan stands for Big Brother, and here you see character art done by Deji. I already talked about her in the previous video. So again, I'll post a link to her blog, and again, if you have time and if you really like what you see, just check what she's done before. It's really lovely, to say the least. And you can see here as well the animation on the characters. Here you see her eyes are blinking, and you'll see some variations in her expressions as we go through the lines. So yeah, moving on. Isn't it awful how fast weekends are over? Oh, by the way, I really like her side tails and the ribbons. Just, yeah. She didn't exactly belong to the most talkative people in the world, and my relationship to her wasn't really good either. It's not that we were arguing all the time, but we didn't get along as great as other siblings. It wasn't always like that. As children, we were inseparable and on very good terms with each other. But ever since our father died due to cancer, our relationship worsened. Oh, god damn it, I can't talk. The reason for that still defined me. Why are you staring at me like that? Is there something on my face? Your glasses? Wow, I shouldn't have said that. No, I'm sorry. You're so cute, I couldn't help it. No, I didn't say that either. I took a seat facing her and mixed my cereal with milk. Shortly after I started to eat, she addressed me all of a sudden. Oni-chan, do you believe in ghosts? That's random. Look at the smile on her face. That's the look of expectation. Please answer correctly. This peculiar question came so unexpected that I almost choked on my cereal. Wow. I guess. Do you eat that intensely? I hope not. Excuse me? I think I misheard. Look at her expression on her face. Coughing heavily, I tried to free my windpipe from cereal. Where was this question coming from all of a sudden? So you don't. It's alright. Just forget it. Oh man, you can tell she's really, like, I wouldn't say pissed, but disappointed. My reaction didn't exactly make her happy. She rose, took her empty cup, and turned to the kitchen. What kind of question is that? Of course there are no ghosts. What nonsense! Whoever believes in such things should really consult a doctor urgently. No, you did not say that, dude! Ah, shoot! Now you made her angry. Maybe she was just talking to you. Well, she was just trying to talk with you so you could respond and have a conversation with her. And you just screwed it up. Cool. Real cool, man. She looked away, clicked angrily with her tongue, and disappeared into the kitchen without another word. She must have been in a bad mood like myself, which must have been to do with being Monday. Yeah, okay. Whatever. Or did she believe in ghosts herself? No, this wasn't possible. Well, maybe she does, but even if she doesn't, she was just trying to talk with you, dude. Aww. Now, Kun, could you stop teasing your sister as soon as day broke? Day broke? Day breaks in, yeah. Kazan warned me ironically while she kept on doing whatever she did in the kitchen. Nagi left the room without another word. But I didn't do anything! I lost my appetite. I carried my half-empty cereal bowl to the sink, packed Kazan's self-made obento into my school bag, and left the house. An obento is a packed lunchbox. Something you see typically in Japan, I guess, probably also in China. Basically, you have I wouldn't say it's always square shaped, but you have these little sections into the pack itself, where you put whatever you want. So typically in Japan, you'd see part of it is for rice, and other parts would be for vegetables, meat, and stuff like that. And it's really convenient because you can pack enough stuff for you to last a meal, and it doesn't take a lot of space. Okay, let's move on. The sun was shining, the birds were chirping, and the streets were full of people and cars. In front of the garage stood Kasan's car, or garage, depends on where you're from. She probably put it on already to drive to the doctor later. Unfortunately, she never got over the death of Tosan, which killed her mentally. Tosan stands for father, or dad. Although she felt substantially better today, she still had to see the psychiatrist regularly and take medicine. However, it wasn't always like that. After the funeral, Nagi and me lived with relatives almost a year, since Kazan wasn't up to care for us, physically and mentally. Nagi was also affected by his death pretty heavily. She cried for days and couldn't go to sleep at night. As her big brother, it was my task to take care of her. That's why I wasn't allowed to show weakness, even though Tosan's death badgered me as well. What takes you so long, Oni-chan? Oni-chan? Okay. I'm coming. Although Nagi still attended middle school, we walked a bit of the way together. It wasn't far to our schools, that's why we mostly walked there by foot. Only in the winter or in heavy rain we would take the bus. Hurry up already! Take it easy. There's still enough time. Whoa, I'm stumbling. I'm beginning to stumble. Oh, shoot. Our house was located on the southern side of the city. It wasn't far to the deep woods. The next town was far from here, which is why we all lived pretty much isolated from the rest of Shikoku. Moburo Shikata, which was called Moka by the locals, counted as a small town. Thank God I didn't mess that one up. There was absolutely nothing special here, which is why hardly any tourists went astray here. Once there was a big ancient shrine here, which attracted many visitors in the past, but... Hello? Are you still asleep or something? I'll get going without you in a bit. I'm fully awake. You're the one who's still asleep. Who's still sleeping, talking about ghosts and such. Leave me alone. Nagi ignored me and set off alone. I didn't get fobbed off that easily. I followed her at once and took a last glance at our still calm house. And this is here the end. Okay. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this and that it helped you in maybe reach a decision if you want to contribute or not. And if you just wanted to watch it and do nothing about it, well, it's fine as well. If you have doubts for this, it's pretty normal. And just like I said, as I said before, crowdfunding is about investing your money. So most of us would like to invest in something they can be sure of, but getting involved in something always has a risk, in my opinion. And so promoting these kinds of games, which are not that common in the Western world, is well, it can only be a good thing for storytelling. But that's really just my opinion, and you have to make your own as you check this kind of stuff out. So yeah, as it said here, this is a pre-alpha version, so not everything is final here. But hopefully the animations and the characters, the backgrounds, of course, pretty much the art assets are already in place. And I guess the dialogue will change, but we'll have to see how the campaign goes to see if there's an English version to be expected or not. Oh yeah. Oh, there's the link for the campaign, but I posted in the description as well, so you don't have to type it by hand. And anyway, I thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye.